Okay, welcome back everybody to Subnatica Episode 13. Now, in the last episode, we did quite a bit. We went way further down, as far as we could go to the thermal facility, the thermal plant. Excuse me. And we got another vision from a friend. So, I did a little bit in between episodes, not a lot. I just made a few things. Charged up some power cells, and I'll show you in a second. What I did was I created a thermal plant of our own. It's all the way down there in the magma zone, and it has these little connectors. You can see that blue line that comes all the way up and gives power to the base, just to have a little bit extra besides the biogenerator. But what we're gonna do for right now is that's empty, so we need some kyanite, which is up here in the Cyclops. The Cyclops is fully charged now. Let's see, which locker did I put it all into? This one. I think we need 2 pieces. We've got some water, we got some food, we're full up on food. We're gonna make another blue tablet, and we're gonna go down deeper, further into the planet.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We did need 2 kyanite, okay. And now we have another blue tablet. We have 2 orange ones, which I don't think we'll need, but hey, you never know. Alright, and on that note, let's not waste any more time.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We're jumping into the prawn suit, and we're going all the way down. And you can see here's where I connected all of these little power transmitters. It goes all the way down, and I made a little thermal plant that sits right there near the lava. And the higher the temperature is, the better the power. But no, that's just to have like a little bit of extra passive power so we never run out back at the base. Not that I think we were in trouble of that, but you never know. It's always a thing that could happen. But what we're doing right now, like I said, is we're heading back down into the planet. This is pretty much this will be pretty much as far as we can go. And there are a couple different ways that you could go. You could head back towards the thermal power plant that we found in the last episode. Or there are some pretty giant caverns that you could find that lead straight down. And I think instead of walking through... Oh, there's a warper. I just heard one. I love the prawn suit. The prawn suit grappling arm combo is one of the best. I love doing this. And then you just fly. And I think, yes, I think you can go down here. Go down through these little caves. And we're heading towards where that voice called us to last time. That little not premonition, that vision that we got. And you can see down here, this is the active lava zone. This is where like, oh, here we go.
I am what you seek. Want to help you.
You can see the facility in the background, but you also have to be very careful here. Because not only do you have warpers, but you have more sea dragons. They are all over the place down here, and they are deadly. They will take you out. So you just want to be as quick as you possibly can. Look at this building. Oh, I know, you're so cool. Please don't shoot me with your fireballs. No! Once you get in here, you're pretty good. Look at that. Look at how cool he is. See, this is why we needed another blue tablet. Because not only do you have to get in here... Oh, jeez. You scared the shit out of me there, fella. Okay. And now, we are in the Primary Containment Facility. And this is a gigantic building.
Translating local alien broadcast. Warning, vaccine development program terminated. Emperor egg hatching project terminated. Live specimens terminated. Evacuate immediately.
This is where they were doing all of their research for the most part, or trying to come up with a cure for the coronavirus. The Primary Containment Facility. If you look over here, this right here, more ion cubes. And the good thing about this is, now you only get like 3 or 4, I think, when you when you crack this open. There's 1, 2, and 3, I believe. Yeah, but after you mine all of that, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. It's very loud in my headphones. Once you mine this a little bit, it literally just makes more ion cubes. This is an ion cube fabricator, basically. But while that's doing its thing, we've got all these little cases over here, and this place is filled with these tiny little robots, so you have to be careful. But we're gonna hop out and look at this. Ancient blade. An ancient earth blade dating back to the 13th century. Blood samples on the blade match one of 7 separate heads of state from the period. This evidence supports the theory that the aliens are an ancient, spaceborne civilization engaged in a surreptitious study of less developed species. Well, we are certainly less developed than this. We have a strange carving here. Alien carving. This carving is hundreds of thousands of years old and made from unrecognized natural fiber grown on an unknown planet. It bears striking resemblance to the old Earth yin-yang symbol. 2 competing theories may explain the similarity. 1. Aliens visited Earth prior to the 4th century BC and influenced the development of ancient Chinese philosophy. For all you aliens people out there, here you go. The concept of yin and yang is universal, since yin and yang describes the fundamental interdependency of seemingly opposite forces. It may be a necessary existential understanding in some form in all sufficiently developed civilizations. The tapering of 2 circles, union, into opposed and infinitesimally small points, the finite, is one logical way to represent this understanding, and may have been developed independently by species other than humans. Alien statue. There's a lot of cool things down here. This artifact is unpowered, suggesting it served a ceremonial rather than practical purpose. The pyramid resembles vines spiraling upwards towards the warm blue stone mounted above it. It may represent a plant found on the aliens' homeworld, a building of religious import, or even gravitational pull of their home solar system. Circular object. And I believe some of these are from Unknown World's previous games, but I'm not familiar with them. Holographic projector. This device contains network apparatus and a holographic projection unit. It was likely used as a communications relay, capturing and projecting the image of the user to a remote location. There do not appear to be any other devices in range, so we can't talk to anybody else. Rudimentary tablet. This device shares many similarities with the tablets used to access alien facilities, although its structure is rather less complex. It may have served a similar purpose, granting security access and storing relevant data, and thus kept here as a form of legacy support. So this is basically like their version of our floppy disks. Let's not leave our prawn suit. And there are things in here, and we will get to them. But I want to make sure we see all of this stuff first. Yeah, see, the ion cube is already remade. Alien object. Alien building block. This rock-like object features organic as well as mechanical parts, and there is some genetic and technological crossover with the design of the self-warping constructs encountered somewhere, the warpers. Elsewhere, it appears to serve no purpose in its current state and is awaiting some kind of activation sequence. Material such as this may have been fundamental building block of the aliens' technology, or even of the aliens themselves. Tracking implant. This construct is emitting a high bandwidth signal consistent with alien transmissions intercepted elsewhere. DNA on the exterior indicates it was once implanted inside one of the life forms indigenous to 4546b. Its size suggesting the subject was a Leviathan-class organism, so very, very big. Beyond tracking and broadcasting its location, the implant may also have recorded biological data on the subject. However, this data cannot be retrieved, so we'll never figure out what this was used for. An unusual box. Organic matter particulator. This device contains a highly unstable radioactive isotope likely to destroy all organisms exposed to it, while leaving physical structures intact. Although it would function perfectly well as a weapon, it was more likely used to sterilize spaces for later inhabitation. Without instructions, it would be unwise to interact with it. That's a good thing. Alien technology. And again, some of this is probably from other games. I really don't know. Translation device. This device stores linguistic data from over 1,000 different languages. The core of the device may allow alien text to be read and translated. Analysis of the onboard data reveals a number of ancient Earth languages, and the term CHBC Live appears many times in the device's data. Its import is unclear. The device seems to be configured to translate into the designer's language. It will not work the other way around. An empty display. Oh, get out of here, little bastard. I'm just scanning things. Leave me alone. I'm not hurting. Nanobots. Scans show some form of advanced nanobot inside this seemingly empty case. These bots are substantially smaller than any developed within the Federation, and it is not possible to ascertain their exact function. It would, however, be unwise to release them, so we don't want to let those out.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And like I said, in here, when we're getting a little bit low on water, we should probably make sure... It's a good thing I brought a lot of it. I probably should eat these before they go too bad. Now, most of these doors... just a little bit of a spoiler warning. Most of them just have transporters. But these two in the middle have something more.
This room appears to be a biological archive storing more than 40 indigenous egg specimens in different states of development.
Yeah, so this has a whole bunch of eggs from creatures across the planet. Now, some of them you can find and you can hatch. I think there might be one or two that you can't. This one looks like it was... I think that's... yeah, we can find that one, but I don't remember. There's another one. I believe we have that one back at our base. But yeah, this is just a whole bunch of different eggs of all the different creatures you can find. And here we have some Sea Emperor Leviathan research data. We get a little preview of what we're coming up on. Sea Emperor Leviathan research data. That's what's held here in this containment facility. Specimen size categories have been adjusted upward to accommodate this species. 1. Feeding and digestion. Alien research data indicates that despite its size, this species feeds entirely on microorganisms it filters from the water, which themselves depend on a complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. 2. Reproduction. Large ovary-like organs are carried in the creature's middle section, suggesting that, like other species on this planet, it produces eggs. However, internal scar tissue indicates probable infertility. Enzyme 42. That's very important. The Emperor manufactures enzyme 42 within its stomach cavity to break down its food, and will occasionally expel it into the surrounding waters. This substance was found to neutralize the effects of the bacterium, and its presence in the ecosystem today would explain how life on this planet survived the outbreak. It would remain to be explained by what mechanism the enzyme is being delivered. So they don't know how it was being delivered, just that it is, and that it works to cure the coronavirus. Health. Comparative analysis of size and metabolic rates indicates the specimen captured by the researchers was approximately 1,600 years old. Extensive internal and external scar tissue suggests it had lived well in excess of the peak lifespan for its species, so it has lived for longer than it was supposed to. Assessment. While a healthy emperor specimen may have held some potential as a cure, it is unlikely research suggests survived quarantine. Any research subjects survived quarantine procedures. So they're basically saying that the current one held in captivity is not going to be something that they can use. We have to be careful because we didn't bring a lot of food with us, and I brought water, but apparently I am going through that like crazy. Let's top it off with that one. And then over here in this middle door, there's another room that holds something a little bit more. Let's see. Inflow pipe. Peepers entering the containment facility. The pipes are drawing water into the containment facility. The pipes drawing water into the containment facility are filled with peepers arriving from the surface. The fish show no signs of distress. The specimens scanned have all consumed high quantities of seeds and organic matter from the surface. Some specimens are beginning to show signs of infection, so peepers are coming in through this pipe, and some of them are showing infection. Enzyme host peepers leaving the containment facility. The outflow pipes are filled with peepers traveling back towards the surface. The specimen shows no symptoms of infection. All specimens scanned are carrying enzyme 42, which data suggests inhibits the bacterium. Specimen stomach cavities are otherwise empty, suggesting they may have purged the contents before entering the pipes. Assessment. If peepers have evolved to distribute the enzyme via the pipe network, this may explain part of the mechanism by which life on 4546b has survived since the bacterial outbreak. So the peepers are coming in through these pipes, which, if you remember, quite a while back we found an alien vent and we scanned it, and it said this is a network of pipes. We're not sure where they're leading. This is where they're leading. I don't ever remember coming down here. What is this? Oh. Huh. You know what? I don't ever remember actually coming down these steps. I've never seen this room. In all my playthroughs of Subnautica, I have never seen this room. So this is a first. That's very cool. Okay. This might be a map of the facility. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's get back up. But yeah, so the peepers are coming in through the inflow pipes, and then they're coming down into the chamber where they're holding the Sea Emperor or Leviathan. They're bringing with it seeds and organic plant matter. You can see one's going down there, which is helping, and then they're going out through the outflow pipes, and they're carrying enzyme 42 with them. Water flowing to and from the primary containment facility is being automatically controlled independently of other safeguards. Data on the water composition has been recorded. Inflow. Water is being drawn from different biomes around the surface of the planet. The water temperature is considerably lower than the volcanic environment outside the facility, while microorganism and nutrient counts are substantially higher. Outflow. Oxygen-deprived water is being flooded from the system and recycled back to the surface. So all of this is being used to draw water in to the primary containment facility for what is being held beyond that door. And we will get to that in a second. I want to go up here because we have a little bit more exploration. We have more data. Enzyme 42 project data. According to translated data logs, an indigenous Leviathan species was found to produce a unique substance referred to as Enzyme 42, which inhibited the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection in other indigenous organisms. The specimen was captured and contained in a purpose-built habitat for further study. The alien researchers went to great lengths to provide for the lifeform's environmental needs, including the import of interdependent flora and fauna via an on-site warp gate. However, its health quickly deteriorated. When quarantine was imposed, all warp gates and force fields were sealed. All attempts to develop the enzyme into a vaccine had been unsuccessful. I forgot to close one of my tabs, so we're going to do that real quick. But yeah, so this whole facility here was built with one purpose, and that one purpose was to have the Sea Emperor and study it so they could get a cure for the bacterial infection. Now, and here we have one of the saddest things in Subnautica. Look at this. The preserved fetus. Sea Emperor fetus. Found preserved in a display case, it was likely a child of the adult specimen contained within the facility. Physiology. Superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was artificially removed from its egg casing, so they basically ripped it out of its egg. Stunted tissue development suggests the organisms expired during the removal process. Tissue samples have been taken from the digestive tract. Analysis. It appears that the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure for the bacterium from enzymes, produced in this specimen's digestive health. Without a young, healthy specimen, these efforts were in vain. So they removed this from its egg, and you can see it over here. Here's the egg that they ripped it out of. The shell casing is formed from thick layers of carbon composite, suggesting an extensive gestation period. This Leviathan species may give birth just once per century, perhaps just once in their lifetimes. Shell casing incisions. Precise incisions suggest a laser-based tool was used to cut open the egg casing and forcibly remove the fetus inside prior to full gestation, so it wasn't fully formed yet. Analysis. Time pressure to develop a bacterial vaccine may have driven the alien researchers to cut open this egg and remove the fetus for study. It is also possible that removed from its parent and natural habitat, some vital condition for the infant to hatch naturally was not met. So they removed that fetus from that egg and basically killed it because it wasn't ready, because they were trying to find
Welcome aboard, Captain.
a cure for the bacteria, because this bacteria is so strong that it can kill anything. And other than Enzyme 42, there is no known cure for it. Yeah, see, this is why I made an extra tablet, because you get one in the other facility, but you don't get one here. So you would have to go all the way back. And here we're heading into, look at that blue water. I like that they did it that way so you can't see what's coming. There she is.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone. And instead, we have you.
Oh, she's so cool.
We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did.
Look at how big she is. So they built this whole thing for her. Well, why did the danger music kick in?
Detecting unusually passive behavioral patterns in nearby predators. Reason unknown.
Yeah, see, and if you get out, you can see, like, these bone sharks. They won't bother you. You can swim around here all day, and these things won't bother you. And you can see there's rabbit rays,
Environment scans
which
indicate the water here is rich with a rare plankton-like life form, which depends on the organic detritus produced by the ecosystem around it.
see if we can scan some of these things. Again, I really hope they fix the scanning in the next game. And look here, there's even a stalker. We've got some brain coral. What is this? I don't think that's anything I can move, but yeah. Yeah, this whole area has a bunch of things that you can find. But if we go over here, if you'll notice, there's a warp gate. So they use that warp gate to bring everything in down here and create this habitat for the Sea Emperor to lay her eggs. And oh, look at her. She's so massive. Oh, she's gonna talk. She's gonna hang out. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I have to do this first. So, this is the incubator that they built for these eggs. And these are the Sea Emperor eggs. These are the ones that are still not hatched. Shell, uncommonly strong shell lining. Organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds or thousands of years old. Alien tubes, alien devices penetrate the outer shells, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and isolate them from the surrounding environment. Many eggs on 4546b do not contain a nutrient system. This is all just talking about how these eggs are sitting here waiting. If we insert an ion cube, which we have plenty of thanks to outside.
My young need to hatch, to play outside this place. We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
So yeah, this is the warp gate that they built. And we have another ion cube.
With the passage you have opened, my young can leave this place. But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give the secret willingly.
And now we have a blueprint.
Acquired.
We have another blueprint. This is the hatching enzymes. So this is what we need. Yeah, and this is a lot of text right here. There's a big wall of text. But it's basically saying that the Sea Emperor has been alive for a long time. They herded in trenches around the planet. They feed on the microorganisms in the shallower waters. They only lay eggs probably once in a lifetime. And, you know, all types of things like that. But if you'll notice, Now, like I said, now we have a blueprint, and that blueprint is the hatching enzymes. And what we need for those is things found all around the planet. And one of the things that needs to be found can actually be found right here. It's usually down here somewhere. And if you didn't scan a whole bunch of things, there are a lot of things down here to scan, like this. And again, a lot of these you can find around the planet, and you can take samples of them and put them in planters around your base. But look at this, even little cave crawlers. And there's one. We now have one of the things that we need. Gotta make sure we don't get caught in here. Hello. Oh, I love her. She's so great. I am, however, going to have to... let's see. Can I get one? Might not be able to get it. Oh, hold on. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. I'll be right back. Okay. That person ringing the doorbell was my girlfriend. My lovely girlfriend who brought me food and coffee. Yay! Yay for coffee. But yeah, so this is a warp gate over here. And I've got to be careful because I'm getting low on food. So I'm probably going to have to catch something. But if we go through this warp gate, if I can actually do it. That's a lot of green on my green screen. Buzzing out my hat. But yeah, we go through there and look where it brings us. Oh, that was that. The quarantine enforcement platform. But we're not going to stick around here. We are going to drink some water. And we're going to go right back through. We're going to go right back through, and we're going to head to the other side of this. Because now we could just go through there. But what fun would that be? Also, really quickly, I'm going to try to catch some... I need to try to catch some food because... I'm getting low on food. Can I just eat this? I can. So... let's see, can we get a couple more? Let's get a peeper. That's gonna take my water down though, so I've got to be careful.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, where we're heading is right over here where these green lights are. Because back here, behind all these little things, we have another teleporter, another ion cube. And so basically, this is another way out. It's also a lot easier to get out this way than it is to try to maneuver your prawn suit up back through the way we came in. So now we're right back out here. And like I said, that makes it a little bit easier for us to get out. You just have to be careful walking up these stairs because your prawn suit will get caught. And the jump jet doesn't work as well when you're on dry land, but it still works. But let me see how many. We only have 2. All right. So we technically only need like 2 more. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill these. But yeah, if you're ever in short supply of ion cubes, right here's the place. Okay. And we'll just start from over here. Like I said, these just lead to warp gates. That's why we didn't check them out before. But we get out. We throw an ion cube in here. And while we're out of the prawn suit, let's grab the other ones. Excuse me. And what these do is they take you to places all around the planet. Excuse me. Into these little sanctuaries that they've built. And all of these little kind of sanctuaries that they built all around the planet lead to the different biomes where the different ingredients grow. And you can get, if you know what you're looking for, you can gather them pretty easily, so that way at the end you can just throw up a makeshift building with yeah, see, now we're in the this is the crags, I believe, like the mountainous area. So what we're gonna do is, this is another thing we're looking for, the eye stalks. That's ingredient number 2. And every one of these warp gates is going to take you to a place where these plants grow naturally. And you can find the sea crown. That's one of the hardest ones to find, but there are places that it grows in places that you'll come across in the game. But man, managing this prawn suit on dry land is always a little bit of a pain in the ass, so just gotta be careful. And our batteries are doing pretty well. We're at 78%. The biggest thing we have to watch right now is food. Food and water. I have water, I don't have a lot of food. I have no food, actually. Okay, and like I said, each one of these is just going to lead us to a different place. I do like the prawn suit for jumping, though. It's pretty rad. Okay, so we came... That was the door with either the pipes or the eggs. I don't remember which side is which. But here we are coming up on warp gate number 2. And this is, right now, is just rinse and repeat for the most part. And I could leave the prawn suit here, but I like to take it with me just in case, because sometimes you'll get turned around and forget where you're going. I wish this animation didn't take so long. And if you look here, you'll see where we're at. Oh, hold on. This is part of the Lost River, and in one of the last videos, I actually came across this. You could see it. Look, there's our base. And actually, while we're here, it might not be a bad idea to go home and get some food. I would just have to remember how to get here. Let's park this in here so we don't get attacked. Because that's exactly what's going to happen as soon as we come out here. Let's see. There we go. We're looking for these guys right here. This is ghost weed. Which sounds like it would be a really rad strain. Let's see, our base is really only down there. So we could probably go there, get stocked up on food really quick, and then come back. Oh, get out of here. So I think that's what we're going to do, actually. I'm going to have to remember how to get the hell out of here. Or get the hell back here. And watch out for the Ghost Leviathan. Sir, you can go away. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad. Just gotta remember to stick to this wall. But you know what? Actually... you can eat gel sacks. And it gives you a pretty decent amount of food. Is there any more around here? Maybe we can just do that instead of running all the way back to the base. Maybe we catch a couple of these. Get a couple of these, and then that way we don't have to waste all that time going back. Looks like they might be kind of few and far between, though. So it might not be the best idea. Wow, that music is loud. Hope the videos aren't too loud for you guys. Okay. I think that'll be good for now. Let's get back in the prawn suit. There's another one. We'll stop and pick up the ones that we see. Like I said, just a little something to kind of keep us in check so we're not running out of food and water, because I don't want to die this far down without my prawn suit. Because yes, it'll take me back to the base, but then that's also a pain in the ass. Because then I have to travel all the way back. And I could catch some fish. Yeah, if you remember, when we were coming down here, these trees drive me crazy. When we were coming down here, I actually found that. But I kind of tried to stay away from it so that it wasn't giving away too much of the gameplay. Too many of the secrets. Like I said, I really wanted to let the story tell itself instead of me rushing through everything. I didn't want this to be a Subnautica speedrun, which it by no means would be, because I'm not nearly as fast as some of these people, which is, they're insane. Okay. So only 2 more. And we'll try to make them as quickly as we can so we can get the hatching enzymes and then go back to the base to get the hatching enzymes made. Excuse me. I don't know what it is, but my nose will not stop running these last couple days. I always feel like I have something right here at the end of it, and it drives me crazy. Bugs the absolute shit out of me. Okay, now, let's run right across. Oh, that didn't work at all. Wanted to try to help us. But now you can see we have 3 out of the 5 things that we need, and there's 2 more gates left. I really wish this animation wouldn't... You know what? I'm going to leave the prawn suit here this time, because I think we should be able to find our way back pretty easily. Hopefully. I say that now, and then, knowing my luck, this'll be the time that I end up getting lost. Okay, this one's not too bad. This is just... Yeah, this is the mushroom forest. This is actually not far from our base. But, see, as you can see, we're right there. Like, that's where that is. But we're not going to mess around. We're going to head right back down because we only have one more to go. And you can see how far away we are. Our prawn suit was still 1,700 meters down, and in, what, about 10 seconds here, we've traveled right back to it. What's up, buddy?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And once we get this last one, we can just head right out of the facility, head back to the base, make the hatching enzymes, and then come back. So here's the last gate. And again, this should be pretty straightforward. Right through the gate, get what you need, and then get out of here. I do wish this animation was a little bit shorter. It seems longer than it needs to be. I think maybe the first time you go through it, it should be like that, but then after that, it should just be flash of green light, bam, you're there. Yeah, and look, these ones are right outside. This is the bulb zone. And there's everything we need. Let's run back real quick. We'll probably pick up a few more ion cubes on our way out. Not that we really need them, but you never know. Just in case. And now, there was another warp gate on the quarantine enforcement platform, I believe it was. Or maybe it was on the island, the Degassi Island, that leads to the quarantine enforcement platform. I don't remember which way, but one leads to the other. Either the Degassi Island to the quarantine enforcement platform, or vice versa. But now you can see we have everything in our inventory. So let's grab some more ion cubes. Just to have, because you can, now that we have the recipe, we can actually turn all of our batteries and power cells into ion cubes. Or at least we would be able to do it down here if I had remembered to bring creep vines. But I didn't. Okay, and now we're at 67%. So we have got to hurry. So we are going to go this way as quickly as we can. And we're going to get out of here. We're going to avoid all of this. We're going to head right back up to our base. And we could grab some more kyanite, but I don't think we need it. All the warpers. This is a really bad place for them to get us. Because like I said, they will warp you right out of whatever you're driving. Okay. Let's rest here for a second. Recharge. Oh, okay. Somebody's mad. Don't worry, buddy. We're getting out of your way. Back up into the quote-unquote inactive lava zone. There's our ship right over there. Nice little beacon letting us know. And look at this. This is how far down they drag these Reapers to eat them. Isn't that crazy? Like one of the scariest things in the game, and it's just a pile of bones sitting on the floor because of what's down here. Just goes to show you there's always something bigger. Bigger and scarier. But yeah, now we have everything we need for the hatching enzymes to be able to help the Sea Emperor hatch their babies. Let's just get back to base real quick. I know, buddy. I'll be done in a second. My boy is crying at my feet. He needs to go outside. Oh, we need to go this way. Almost there. Just a little bit to go. Oh, it's okay, buddy. I promise I'm almost done. Oh, no, don't go down there. We don't want to burn up. I don't know if that sitting in lava actually hurts the prawn suit or not. I've never tried it. Nope. Get away from me, Warper. We don't need you here. Ooh, I can hear him. He's coming to get me. Can we make it? Can we make it? No. Oh, okay. Let's recharge just a little bit. Come on, get up. There we go. Last little bit. There we go. All right. And now we're back at the base. Let's make sure we have everything we do. We have everything in our inventory. We'll jump in here real quick and we will make
Welcome aboard, Captain.
the hatching enzymes. And there we go. Okay, I'm gonna call that an episode. That was a pretty good one. Come back in the next episode, and in between I'll charge the prawn suit up and get some food, and we'll go back down and hatch those eggs. Until then, thank you for hanging out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.